Hello. How we doing? How we doing today? I don't know. Doesn't sound like. There we go. One, two, three. One, two, three. Because I'm in another. Because I'm in another thing. Mic check. One, two, one, two. Mic check. One, two, one, two. All right. I know it's been a long time. Should have left you without an upbeat to step to. I'm just making sure the audio is coming through. Got lots of sports to speak about here. The Funky Fresh podcast has been down for a bit here, enjoying some sports, enjoying the preseason. There's a lot of sports going on. BMW Classic tournament here in golf. Patrick Cantlay beating off Bryce DeChambeau. Yeah, Jake Paul taking down Tyrone Woodley. We had the last of the preseason games until, week one. Bombshell. Cam Newton is no longer with the New England Patriots. He's been cut. We got a lot of injuries to talk about here, and who might start the season, who might not start the season. So those of you that are playing fantasy football, or those of you that be placing your hard-earned cash old dollars, is as the kids used to say, putting your dollars. Now it's all crypto, right? It's all that cryptocurrency everybody's just talking about now. I mean, so much for the dollar, right? The dollar's going down just like America, right? America's stock used to be trending. Now it's going. I mean, that's not me. That's just, that's these talking points out in these streets, out in these streets, these narratives. And then some of these people that, think that they're trying to play both sides of the coin here, Harvey Dent style, they think they're not going to get spurned and burned. Well, you soon will learn. Yeah, some cat and hat references. Yes, some nursery rhymes. Addict. Yes, yes, yes. That is what you're going to get when you come to this podcast. I'm not your usual suspect, no Harvey Cartel, but I like to do my own things, by myself, by my lonely, with some homies, with some friends at times. But yeah, we got a lot of football to get into here, some good news, some bad news. All right, let's get into some broad news here. The most notable fallouts right now, obviously, is J.K. Dobbins. He has a torn ACL, will be out for the season, along with Cam Akers, Cam Green Acres in LA. I don't know if it's really green down there. It's probably dry, not as burning up as Northern California, like it up at the evacuations of Lake Tahoe. Yeah. California's burning, and everyone else is flooding. I guess apparently flooding or storming. Yeah, figuratively and literally. But yeah, J.K. Dobbins is, was supposed to be in line to, have a lot of, success this year. We got Michael Thomas is headed to the PUP list right now. Cam Newton's been released. Now Mac Jones is a starter now. So, where does the Mac Jones hype as far as fantasy draft goes? And does anybody trust him in week one? They're playing against the Miami Dolphins in New England. We have Deshaun Watson could be a healthy scratch all year. Does not want to play for the Houston Texans here. So does Cam Newton end up playing for the Houston Texans? Because that would be, I mean, if we're looking at spots right now, if we're looking at, we'll get into it later, obviously, into some speculations here. But yeah, I think Deshaun Watson. I mean, that to me seems the most non-brain dead idea that the Texans want to have a chance this year to compete. You might want to go out and try to get Cam Newton. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, Davis Mills ain't scaring anybody. And obviously, they got to play the Jaguars week 1. So, Devontae Parker sheds his non-contact jersey, so Devontae Parker will be healthy for those. And Stephon Gilmore is officially out through week 6. Stephon Gilmore, so that's kind of a hurt to the New England Patriots secondary here. So that kind of puts a chink in their armor a little bit here. Those of us that have bought into the New England Patriots ways, as of me, in fantasy, I have bought into the New England Patriots. I think they will be better than last year, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see. And if Gilmore ain't gonna be there, it's gonna provide some room to desire. So there'll be some open spots where the Patriots will be vulnerable here as far as the defense goes here. All right, so and then we got Irv Smith for the Minnesota Vikings. Will have knee surgery, and there's no timetable for his return has been set. So yeah, so we've got some scary we got some scary so we'll go look at some injury reports here around the league here. Obviously we'll obviously if you see anybody that notable. Jair Alexander, he is questionable, undisclosed. Kiko Alonso, he's got a free agent here, so no really. Hamstring for Brandon Ayuk. We got David Andrews, center for the. Just. We'll go position by position. We'll go quarterbacks here. Tim Bowl here. He's out. Yeah, Chase Daniels, arms questionable. Josh Dobbs, toe. Sam Ellinger, he's got a knee injury. He's out for probably the season here. The rookie from Texas on the Colts. So that's, but from what Birdie's been telling us here, the Colts will be getting Carson Wentz back week 1 to play the Seattle Seahawks week 1. Trey Lance finger questionable. I think he'll be okay. Las Vegas, Marcus Mariota backup quadricep. AJ McCarron, he's got a knee ACL. He's out. He's on IR already. Dak Prescott shoulder. He's questionable, but supposed to play week 1 against Tom Brady in that defense. Jared Stidham back. He's on the PUP for New England Patriots. Ryan Tannehill undisclosed. He's on the COVID-19 reserve. Yeah, Clayton Thorson. He's concussion questionable. Carson Wentz in Colts undisclosed injury. His status, he's on the reserve COVID-19 list. Mike White for the Jets, ribs questionable. John Wolford, appendix, it's questionable here. Those are just the quarterbacks on the rosters that are hurt right now. Let's go running backs here. Running back. Cam Akers here. You got Saquon Barkley's questionable. He's coming back from ACL and plus an MCL. So he's questionable. Levante Bellamy, ankle, IR. He's on the Broncos. Boone quadricep, he's out. Undisclosed Jets injury. Michael Carter here. Tyreek Cohen here, knee ACL, pup. He's on the pup. Wow. I think it's from last year. J.K. Dobbins, he's in there. Rico Dweiler. Yeah, Clyde Edwards Hilaire ankle questionable here. Yeah, Darrington Evans knee. Frank Gore chest, so he doesn't have a team. You got Brian Hill, he's undisclosed. He's on IR, so Herberson concussion IR and Justice Hill. So wait a minute, there's more. Justin Jackson groin questionable. Duke Johnson, Xavier, Bryce Love questionable. Well, undisclosed. Jeremy McNichols COVID-19. Kenu Nwawu questionable with the knee. Troy Main Pope, he's IR. Groin. So, yeah, they're supposed. So so we're looking at some guys coming in and get these guys are getting a lot of these guys. We'll just use that as a reference here. And I'm telling you, just banged up. Guys are just banged up. Guys are just really banged up at the moment right now here, and it's only time will tell here what's going to happen here. So we'll definitely see what's going to happen. All right. Jaguars release first. Oh, Laquan Treadwell was released by the Jacksonville Jaguars. So the Jags released Laquan Treadwell. So anybody needing a receiver, be looking for his services. So we will be looking at that here. We're gonna look at some numbers here. We'll look at some numbers going in to the game here. To the games, we'll see if any numbers have. We'll see if any numbers have changed here. Going to the college football here. We got some college football this weekend here. So let's look at week 1 here. Obviously, NFL lock of the season. I don't know what that is here. All right. the number is -8 right now here. -8 here. The opening game here, which will be September 9th, which will be next Thursday. Cowboys in Tampa Bay here. -8 for the Tampa Bay on the spread line. +8 if you're going for the Cowboys. +285 on the money line right now. Over under number is 51.5. 51.5 points. Does that seem a little bit high? I mean, coming into your Dak Prescott's gonna be. He hasn't played preseason. He's gonna come in there and I mean for early season, I think that's kind of a big number. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just foreseeing something that. But I just think 51.5 is a lot of points to put up. And that means, Tampa Bay would have to have 30 and Cowboys would have to have somewhere in the ballpark of 20. So or both would have to have 28 or 20, 21, 28. Both would have at least both would have to have at least over 20, 25 plus points. All right, moving on to the next games. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Buffalo Bills plus 6.5 for the Steelers. If you want to take them here, obviously the Steelers are plus 235 on the money line. The Bills are the favorite. Usually the home teams are usually the favorites. All right, so that plus 235 on the money line for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Over under is 48.5. I mean, I could see the Steelers and the Bills. Both teams could put up. That's just, all that is both teams put over. One gets 27, one gets 24. That gets you the cash bet right there. That gets you a cash bet right there. All right, moving along here, we have the Carolina Panthers. They are a 5-point home favorites over the Jets here. The Jets are plus 195 on the money line. Over under a 44.5. Like I said, these numbers could change by next week by either, players or by injuries. Things could shape it up. I mean, COVID or just, other stuff can happen. So we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans. The Jaguars are 2.5-point road favorites there against the Houston Texans. Houston Texans are plus 130. The number over under points in the game is 44.5. Not gonna lie, probably not the most interesting game to say the least, except for if you're a Trevor Lawrence fan or if you have Trevor Lawrence in your fantasy, raise your hand. That would be me. I have Trevor Lawrence, and I it's going to be a rocky season. I just believe that this is the best shot I have to put him out there, to trot him out there week one. Is against the Texans. They don't got J.J. Watt there anymore. They ain't really got too much of a fearful defense there. So, I mean, even though Travis Etienne is hurt for the season, I still believe in James Robinson as well. Even though they got rid of Laquan Treadwell, they still have enough targets to go around with Marvin Jones Jr., DJ Chark. The Chark is DJ Chark. Yeah. Yeah, so that's definitely, definitely one of those bets that, hey, it could go either way here. You never know unless Houston happens to sign Cam Newton, and then we got a different ball game here. We have the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Tennessee Titans here. The Tennessee Titans are obviously 3-point favorites at home. The Arizona Cardinals are plus 135 on the money line. Over under total points, 52. 52. So far, the highest number we've seen on the board, nonetheless, here. 52 points. I'm going to do my podcast. That should be, should be a very interesting game between the Cardinals and Titans here. As far as an early game here, 3 points is a very good odds. Odds on favorite. It's a good number if you're taking the spreads per se. All right, the next game we have the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Washington football team. Obviously, wow, Chargers are -1 on the road here. Washington football team is plus 105, and the over/under total number of points 44.5. This I think is an interesting game right here between the Los Angeles Chargers and the football team. I like the Chargers because what they've done. I mean, they've lost Hunter Henry, but I definitely think they got Jared Cook. Jared Cook is a formidable, very reliable tight end. Should pay dividends as well on the fantasy field, along with Keenan Allen, and They got a young rushing attack. They got a young defense with Joey Bosa, uh, Asante Samuel Jr., along with Derwin James coming back. So I expect, big things for them to go on the road and take on the Washington football team, which the football team, they have a good team. They have offensively, defensively, they have, solid up and down. They have Fitzmagic. They got, Antonio Gibson coming off of injury. He's supposed to be highly talented with J.D. McKissick. They got Logan Thomas, who's, underrated, underappreciated tight end in the NFL. They got Scary Terry out there. You got Curtis Samuels coming over. So, and that defense, man, that defense is ferocious. That defense is for real. You got Montez Sweat and you got Chase Young. You got those two guys chasing your ass down. I mean, I honestly, I'm not Herbert, good luck. Herbert, good luck is all I got to say. Good luck. I mean, those two are, and then they obviously got, William Jackson the third. So, be a really good football game to watch in the early afternoon in the East Coast, early morning out here in the West. We have next game we have is the Philadelphia Eagles and the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are 3.5-point home favorites. The Philadelphia Eagles are plus 160. The total number of points over under is 48 right now. This too could be, the Eagles, basically they traded for Gardner Minshew. They have Jalen Hurts, obviously is the starting quarterback here. They got Devontae Smith. Got a new head coach. Along with Atlanta's got a new head coach. Atlanta doesn't have Julio Jones anymore. They got Cal Ridley. They got Kyle Pitts. So, I mean, definitely could be an interesting game to those that, that want to bet that game here. 48 points. Could be a sneaky over if both defenses just don't show up. All right, the next game, the Minnesota Vikings on the road taking on the Cincinnati Bengals here. Minnesota Vikings are 3.5-point favorites on the road taking on Cincinnati. Cincinnati is plus 155 on the money line. The over-under is 48. I mean, for me, I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. I love my team. But I'm a realist. And right now, I'm not, I don't really like it. I don't like that, there's that Irv Smith's hurt, and we got some other injuries. But as long as we got a healthy Dalvin, we should be okay. Justin Jefferson is banged up with a shoulder injury. Thielen's banged up as well. So I mean, it's not ideal. Our defense is coming all banged up. We don't. Anthony Barr is not there. We did a contract extend Harrison Smith, which is good. We got Patrick Peterson. Let's hoping Danielle Hunter will be able to get enough pressure and. Yeah, I mean, look at this Cincinnati. I think they're a much improved team, and it's definitely going to be a game. I could see it could go either way. I could see Minnesota winning this game barely, or I could see the Bengals winning this game. I could see the Bengals winning outright. 48.5 points for both teams. I mean, it could possibly happen. I don't know. Then we have the next game we have San Francisco 49ers taking on the Detroit Lions. The Niners are 7.5-point favorites in this game. Detroit is plus 280 on the money line. Over under is 46 points. Yeah, I mean, the Niners look like, they're trying to do a two quarterback system kind of thing, rotate, Trey Lance in when they can, just kind of use Gucci Garoppolo, then kind of throw. I mean, we'll have to see, if anything showed us from the last preseason game what they did against the Las Vegas Raiders is anything. So we'll see how that works, and we just got to see what Detroit's going to do. This is a new coach. They have a new quarterback. A lot of their big name receivers are gone. So we'll definitely see how Detroit's going to fare in this one. Obviously, I think the Niners have the advantage in this game, but week ones are always surprisers. Some teams come out playing week one. Some teams don't. We'll definitely see that 46, and over under 46. I mean that's you can see that. Then we get to the afternoon games now. We have the Cleveland Browns taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are 6-point home dogs, home favorites. Cleveland Browns are plus 220 on the money line. Over under 53 points. I mean, this game might have points on the board here. This game's gonna be much watched in the afternoon. Definitely, I see a lot of eyes on. I mean, because the Cleveland Browns had the Chiefs on the ropes in Kansas City, so we'll see. We'll see a rematch of that. The next game we have the Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots are 2.5-point favorites at home. Miami Dolphins are plus 130 on the money line. Over under 44 points there. Again, Cam Newton's not there. They got Mac Jones, so we have a Mac Jones. We're gonna have an Alabama. We're gonna see an Alabama matchup of quarterbacks here. Tua, and you're gonna see Mac Jones. They both were quarterbacks. Tua was there. And Mac Jones was a freshman, and now, Mac Jones now gets to go against with his first starting gig, his starting role as the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick. And, a lot of people probably think, well, why would Bill Belichick do that? Cam Newton played so well, and, why would they? I think that, I just think that basically Mac Jones is doing everything they want of him, and that they can expect of him, and they think that he's the best guy moving forward for them. Not a knock against Cam Newton. It's just if you watch preseason and you watch, Cam Newton can use his legs, his mobility, but that's what that's what teams expect. So basically, let Cam run or do what he's got to do, and then you lock his ass down on the pass. So with Mac Jones on the other hand, he tries to make smart check down reads, this and that. Blah blah. He's gonna But Miami, they'll be ready for this matchup. Good match, another good matchup in the afternoon to watch. All right, the next game we have the Denver Broncos taking on the New York Giants. The Denver Broncos are 2.5-point road underdog favorite here. The New York Giants are plus 130 here, and over under a 42.5. It's kind of shocking here to see that here, but I guess maybe because a lot of players of the Giants are hurt, banged up, still questionable. Saquon hasn't practiced, hasn't played, this, that. I mean, is he gonna be ready for week one? We'll see. We're like I said, we still got this week, and we've got go all the way to next week and next Sunday. So we still have time here for guys to get healthy or for things to change. So then we have Green Bay Packers at New Orleans. This game has been changed out of New Orleans. I don't know exactly where it has been. The site has been been moved to. Maybe they play it in Green Bay instead, or maybe it's some alternate site. But Green Bay opens up as the spread favorite, 4.5 points. New Orleans is plus 175 on the money line. Over under 50 points in this game. It should be an interesting game. We got Jameis Winston taking on Aaron Rodgers. So obviously this will be the post Drew Brees era now, the after Drew Brees era now. Should be a good game in my opinion. I think it'll be a hell of a game to be watched in the afternoon. And then we had the 5 o'clock game. The Chicago Bears taking on the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are 7.5 point home favorites here. Chicago Bears are plus 275 on the money line. Over under points in this game, 44.5. It should be an interesting matchup here. Obviously, both teams' defenses are primarily two of the most stouter defenses. The Bears, you obviously got Andy Dalton, and they got young Justin Fields. The Rams, they have Matthew Stafford, the old man, along with Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald on the defense. So no Cam Akers for them running it wise, but still, Sony Michel. We have the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. The Ravens are still they're a road favorite by 4.5 points. Las Vegas Raiders are plus 180, over under of 51. I mean, the Ravens have a lot of injuries right now on the depth chart. Marlon Humphreys is hurt. I mean, I've checked it out. But we'll see. Things could change by the time they get to that. So we'll definitely be keeping our eyes on that here. Like I said, those are just these are early lines. Obviously, these are early lines. No. So let's see here. We go. All right, so far they have NFL locks of the season. Cowboys at Buccaneers. Either team to score. Yes, minus. I mean, yeah. All right. We get college football odds out here, guys. We got college football odds out here. All right, here we go. Let's look at some games, notable games to be watched this weekend. You got Ohio State against Minnesota. Obviously, these are the odd boosts here. The over. Obviously, both teams score over 58.5 points. So obviously, both teams would have to score both would have to score. One would have to score in the 30s, or one would have to score in the 40s, and the other team would score in the 20s. And that's the over. That's taking the over, minus 110. Michigan State versus Northwestern. Taking Northwestern plus 3.5. Obviously, Michigan State's the favorite. Penn State versus Wisconsin. That's going to be a good game in the morning. Over 44.5 points here for both teams here. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Both teams could put the points up. I mean, both teams' defense is going to be ready. All right. Alabama, Miami Hurricanes. That's going to be the afternoon game here. Alabama to win by 2 touchdowns, basically here. I could see that. Honestly, I mean, I know Miami, the program's probably trying to, they're probably going to get a little bit better. I mean, we don't know, but Alabama always seems to, even though when they lose a lot of players, they seem to always have, guys waiting in the wings. They already have other guys that are, other guys that come back, they come in and just, so I could see that 13 and a half happening here. And then we got Georgia versus Clemson here, over 44 and a half. So those are just some little odds here. Let's go look at the actual. We'll look at the actual odds here. We got games this Thursday, guys. This Thursday, we got Temple at Rutgers. Obviously, Rutgers is a 14 and a half point favorite at home. Temple is plus 475 on the money line. Over under total number of points by both teams to score 51 and a half. That seems to be. I think there's going to be some. I think there's going to be some scoring in this game, but yeah. I mean, could there be defense involved? Who knows? I'm on the oak hand. I would take Temple on the money line here. Don't classify me as, I think Temple. Temple has generally a pretty good football team, along with Rutgers as well. But week ones are always, that game's on at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be at 3:30 West Coast. And then same night, we have Boise State going down to Orlando to take on Central Florida here. Central Florida is -5 on the spread line here. They're the favorites, obviously. Boise State is plus 175. Over under total points in this game, 68. So they believe there ain't gonna be no defense played in this game. It's straight gonna be points. It's straight gonna be points put up in this game here. So if you're somebody, you're either taking the over or under, or you're taking the money line. And if you're taking the money line, Boise State here. Like I said, Central Florida is probably the higher hype team, but Boise State's always been that team, and I've watched them. It seems like they've had down years. They come back and they get some caliber talent out there. Kellen Moore is now coaching. Maybe he's next Cowboys coach. Be coach the Cowboys. Who knows? But yeah, I would, yeah. For what's worth, I'd take Boise. Then we have East Carolina, Appalachian State. Appalachian State is a 10.5 point home favorite. East Carolina is plus 315 on the money line. Over under 57 total points. Now, Appalachian State, they've been a team they pulled upsets before. And they play very tough here. East Carolina's a real rough team, though. They're a real tough team. Appalachian State, Tennessee. Hopefully, Tennessee has dealt with some, flooding and some storms recently. Sending our condolences not just out to New Orleans, just anybody that's in the path of these hurricanes, these natural disasters, these fires out in California. The COVID, the economical. We're facing a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen. You want to don't think it's going on or it isn't going on here. And I'm not on this YouTube platform to say I'm right or I'm wrong or we got you. And That's not people's intent, but to have malice content and just to tell people, tell people the truth and just be, not forthcoming, that's very bad, very bad news. But East Carolina and Appalachian State was 57 points. They seem to think there's gonna be a lot of points here in these college games here. First week usually generally happens to be. So then we have South Florida taking on North Carolina State. North Carolina State is 18.5 point by the spread favored. South Florida is plus 695 on the money line. Over under total number of points 59. 59. Now, can I make a case for South Florida? Yeah, of course. South Florida, play in a conference that, North Carolina State, usually the Wolfpack generally has a lot of good football players. Generally, historically, they've had Philip Rivers, they've had Russell Wilson at one point here. Matt Glennon. Yeah, there's 59 points. That's a lot. It's a lot of points to put up. But college, if there's any points to be had in scoring numbers, it's usually college. Then we have Bowling Green taking on Tennessee. Tennessee is minus 35. So Tennessee is a 5-touchdown favorite at home. The money line, there is no money line at the moment. So, and over under 61 points. Man. I just really think this is going to be like a 40 to 17, or maybe it can be a 50 to. Who knows? And then Ohio State. They are a 14-point road favorite here. Minnesota is 14-point home underdog here. They're plus 450 on the money line. Over under 63.5 points. Wow, they think this is going to be a high scoring affair. Thursday night. Then we have games on the 3rd. And the 4th is obviously Saturday here, so we got a couple games. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 6 games on Thursday here. We got 6 college football games. I mean, we've had some games already start. We've had some colleges already play already, so. But, for now, we'll just talk about the games that are coming up here on Thursday and Friday. We'll get into the Saturday games later. Let's get to the Friday games here. We got North Carolina. Tar Heels taking on Virginia Tech here. Tar Heels come in on the road as a road favorite here by the point spread, 5.5 points. Virginia Tech plus 180. Over under total number of points by both teams to score 64. So these numbers could go down. I mean, these are pretty high. And, I mean, I think these teams are gonna. And I'm gonna say this is gonna be. This would be the one where I'm. People say caution to the wind here. But this is the bet I'll be making here on Friday night here. Old Dominion takes on Wake Forest here. Wake Forest is at home. They're a 31-point favorite. Old Dominion on the money line is plus 3,000. Over under is 63. Now I'm saying if you just take this on the money line here, you take this all and you place yourself a $10 bet. You're winning, and they win. You're making you're making $300. But I understand some people don't have that. So let's just say you have $5. You put $5 down on this team. You'll make $150. That's if this team wins though. They're a 31-point underdog here. You're up against Wake Forest here. And even if you say you only had $2, put $2 down, you win $60. Even if you only had $1 put down 30, you win $30. You win $30 on it on a one bet. You win $30 on one bet. And but we're gonna do this here. I'm gonna put that. I'll put this one down there and open bet swirling out it. All right. So we'll just do that here. We'll pick the ones with the biggest numbers here. Let's see. Let's say you did that. You took Charlotte. And just say party that with a three. Let's say you took these guys the night before. Pick them. And you take this 17 parlay that I just picked here. Old Dominion, Charlotte, Virginia Tech, South Florida, East Carolina, Temple, Boise State. 17 parlay. And just say, hey, I only got $1. You bet $1. You bet $1, you'll win 10 grand. You bet $1 on this 17 parlay between Thursday and Friday night. Now these 7 teams have to all win. Let's say you put $1, but let's say you have a little rich blood. Let's say hey, you can put $5 down. You put $5 down. Guess what? You just won yourself. You just won yourself 50 grand. Hell, say if you have rich blood, you have 10. You just won yourself 100K on a $10 parlay. Add a zero to that one. Yeah, if you put 50, that's yeah. See, if you put 50, that's 100K. You put 25, damn. So you're only gonna max out that. Yeah, 100K. Man, Downey. Bam. Man, see, I can do that here. All right, so that's right. Could use. Okay. All right. uh, and see, if we did make that bet here. I mean, that would be Minnesota. Let me take Minnesota now. Not against Ohio State. Not against Ohio State. I mean, it's bad enough. I'm taking Charlotte over Duke. All right. Uh, okay, so I got the free play money. All right. Sorry about that. I'm over here just spacing off in my own spacing here. Spacing and spacing here. But yeah, I was just looking at little bets to put in and to actually maybe that's a free play I can do that I'm just looking at as far as what I can do as far as things of that nature that I could probably and make a little bit of money here. I'm not trying to live off of gambling and that's not why I look at it as gambling and seeing gambling within my means. I gamble within my means. I'm not gonna sit here and gamble $1,000, $100. You know, I might put $10 down if I'm especially if I'm going in person in Vegas. I'll put $20 down and put two $10 bets down, and try to put the two best bets that I can make most money out of. Obviously, bang for my buck is like they used to say. That's what the old people used to say, right? You get the bang for your buck, But I don't know what the cool kids say now. Everything must be changing, but uh, but yeah, we're definitely gonna get into that, break down some college football. I got to make my college picks as well on YouTube, and but I had to get on here today. Just it's been a while since I've talked to everybody, and everybody see my podcast, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody said, "Hey, where you been? Where this?" I mean, I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm not asking for people to kiss my ass. I'm not asking for people to say, "Well, yep, we love this guy's show. Yep, we want this guy." Just here because I wanted to talk and I want to say what I want to say and have my to say what I want to say. I don't have to agree with everybody. Nobody has to agree with me. At the end of the day, if we can't have these conversations, then we have problems. We'll have problems worse than we might expect and think. And that's what's going on today. And, if you want to be awoke and you want to be aware, that's fine. If you don't, and you just want to be whatever, that's fine too. But don't act like, oh, well, you're going to know what the hell's going on when you don't want to have a peripheral horse in the fight. And most of us, they say we don't have a horse in the fight, but yeah, we do. We do. It's our life. It's our life to live. And if you don't stay on top of your life and you don't just take control of your life will just go in many different directions. And it's out of your hands, out of control. When you had control or had time to have it in control, and now you don't have the control anymore because you fail to control your life and stay on top of it. Part of being in control is staying on top of things, making sure keeping things in check, making sure people are doing the right thing, doing this and that. That's not what's going on in this day and age. It's not just in the United States of America. It's around the world. And you can't just point fingers at who's to blame because everybody has some sort of blame in this. And it's always who's better. And that's what it's always about. It's about who's better. Am I better? Is this America better than these countries? Is that better? It's not what it's supposed to be. Like, people are forgetting. People are forgetting. People are forgetting that's not what life's about. But again, what do we know what life's about? At the end of the day, we all think we could write the book about life, history, how it's come here, and this and that. And I guarantee you, none of it's right. None of it's right. It's all on some sort of person's dictations, on somebody else's research, on somebody else's back, on somebody else's. But yet we got people nowadays that want to say that we're gonna stand up for truth, we're gonna stand up for justice, we're gonna stand up for equality. Well, I ask people this question many times. If we truly believed in these values and truly believed in these morals and these things, we would have been on top of it. We would have made sure that these values and these things would be taught and maintained and kept and spread throughout. But they're not. Why? Because people don't believe in those things anymore, or they made sure that these values are basically demonized and looked into as bad things or in a bad light or a bad whatever. And so we're fighting an uphill battle that we're either gonna win some or we're gonna lose some, or we're gonna what are the battles really truly worth fighting for? But I'm just one man, one opinion, just one person. Just I love sports. It's something other than trying to talk about what's going on in the world, and even in that aspect, that's not where I am at in my life. I don't know heads for tails what's going on because I like to take a set amount of information and lay it out in front of you guys, roll it out like a television production or do whatever. But how many people are going to truly believe that it's real? Or really believe that it's facts or it's fiction? Oh, it's fiction. Oh, it's lies. Oh, that person isn't true. We're so far whatever that it's hard. It's going to be hard to try to reel people in or try to get people to to believe that this wasn't you were fooled or you this and that, and it's well, it was by design or not. I don't know. It's sad, and hopefully things will get better before they get a shit ton worse, and there'll be no hope. But I hope everybody is gonna have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed Tuesday. Take care of yourselves. Take care of the world, and be vigilant. Stand up for those that don't have a voice and those who are no longer here. Be the beacon of light in this darkness.